is your joy level these days? I've worked as a personal trainer in the past, and one of the things we would always tell our clients is that they have to drink water constantly, even when they're not thirsty, because once you feel thirsty, it's actually too late. You're already dehydrated. You can't just catch up immediately. The water you needed for your workout needed to be consumed well before your workout. Recently, I realized that I've noticed a heaviness in myself lately, an irritability, sadness. And I did an inventory of myself and my days and realized something about myself. I realized I'm spiritually dehydrated. I've been emotionally parched. I am chronically joy deprived. I've been going for an extended period of time without allowing my soul to be replenished, largely avoiding life-giving activities, sort of waiting for circumstances to feel favorable. I felt a deficit of positivity. And if you walk into this day feeling anxious and irritable and exhausted, well, there's a good chance that you are similarly parched, that you too are spiritually dehydrated. And the question is, what is your soul's water? What is it that replenishes you? What rehydrates dry people? We often mistake happiness for joy, but happiness is contingent on our circumstances. It is a good feeling based on things that are pleasant and easy and comfortable. Happiness is based on what is happening. Happiness may hang out with you a bit, but usually when trouble comes in the front door, happiness tends to run out the back door. Joy, though, is a way of being that is not dependent on circumstances or results or data. It doesn't require good things or favorable circumstances. It is an internal temperature that is not altered by the weather outside of us, so to speak. Joy doesn't care how bad the circumstances are, which is invaluable right now because circumstances stink. So how do we actively cultivate joy in our lives? Well, here are a few ideas. Gratitude. Thankfulness recalibrates our hearts by focusing on the abundance and not the lack. By taking the focus off of the stuff that is not or that we wish were true and on the things that are true and that we're glad are true. Humor. Most people think laughter is a defense mechanism, just a way of coping with terrible things and of avoiding pain, and it is partly that, but it's also an offensive weapon against despair because it uses those things that we are upset about as fuel, and it transforms the sadness by looking it in the eyes and redeeming it with laughter. And activity, exercise, dancing, hiking. Engaging your body, your physicality, releases endorphins. Those are natural substances in the body that are hundreds of times more potent than morphine. So allow your body to take some of the pressure off of your mind. Creativity, songwriting, painting, cooking, fixing cars, scrapbooking. Our muses help us tap into the things that we're passionate about and love and the ways that we're wired. And we can't afford to let those creative muscles atrophy. And also silence, going from intentional activity to intentional inactivity. There are things that we find in silence and solitude that we simply cannot find any other way. And yet if there's something that we're often deprived of, it's silence and white space. And indulgence, not self-indulgence or overindulgence, but simply partaking of something that gives us joy. This may sound shallow and frivolous, but food that you love, or music that moves you, or movies you like. Allow the physical world to engage your senses and revel in that. So this week, actively cultivate joy with gratitude and humor and activity and creativity and silence and indulgence and rest. If you only drink water for a day, the effect will wear off and you'll get dehydrated again, and the irritability and the headaches and the fatigue and all the symptoms will return. We need to make hydration a habit. When we first notice our thirst, it's too late. And similarly, we can't cultivate joy as an event or a one-time activity because the threats to our joy are continual. to have a transcendent peace and a hope that is not dependent on circumstances in these difficult days in which we find ourselves, we need to make it our daily business to dwell on goodness. May joy be yours today.